it's Tina and I am back, and I am here with another beginner friendly look. This time we are using a single eyeshadow palette. This is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette from Tarte. This came with the Boxy Charm box from September. So if you have this in your collection, it's a great time to pull it out and put it to use. It's a very simple look. It's a very easy look, and that's why I think it's beginner friendly. And it's also daytime appropriate. It's a little bit smoky, and I don't mind going a little bit smoky for a daytime look, but some people might not be comfortable going this intense for the daytime. Just use lighter shades or lighter tones of similar shades. All you need is a light inner tear duct highlight, all over lid color, and then an outer V shade, and that can be any depth you want or any tone you want. So you might want to go for all browns, all bronzes, all golds. It's up to you, but hopefully this video will be helpful for those beginners out there that aren't quite sure how to accomplish a look with multiple shades involved. Maybe you just want a very simple look, and that's what this is. I also have tons of other simple looks on my channel posted already. Just go through my list of videos. I have tons and tons of videos. I have well over 500 videos, so you're sure to find something that fits your style. So if you want to see how I accomplish this very simple, very easy to do daytime beginner friendly look, then stay tuned and I'll talk to you soon. Hey there guys, so as usual we're starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and the first thing I'm going to do, which is my usual first step, is fill in my brows. I'm using my Urban Decay Brow Beater pencil. This is the shade Neutral Brown, which gives me a very subtle look to the brows. It's not an overly intense color, so when I'm going for a soft daytime look, I will use Neutral Brown. I have been really liking this Convertible brow palette from Brow Gal. We got this in a Boxy Charm, and I really like the powders in here, so I'll just use that and my Paula Dwarf eye definer brush to lightly brush through my brows to get a little bit more definition, but to also soften up the pencil. And if things look a little bit too intense, I'll go in with the spoolie side of the pencil and just brush them through further. This is going to help to fade some of that product and make the brows look a little bit softer. Next up is eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. This is one thing that I do recommend you invest in, and there are quite a few on the market. I really love the MAC 24-Hour Prep and Prime base. I also love the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. That's a great one as well. And of course, one of my favorites is the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. I also always grab a concealer for under my brows. My favorite one is the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer from Urban Decay, and the shade that I use is Dark Neutral. And I just grabbed my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 18 concealer brush to create a sharp outline under the brows with the concealer, and then I'll blend out the excess with my Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush. I'm going to go ahead and set that all in place with a little bit of face powder. This is my Infallible Pro Matte Powder. The shade is 600 Golden Beige, and I'm just tapping that over my lids with a beauty sponge. This is the Fenty Beauty Sponge. We're keeping this look pretty simple, so I'm just gonna grab this smudge pot from e.l.f. Cosmetics. It's the shade Cruisin' Chic, and it's a cream eyeshadow product, and it's a very beautiful, just neutral, shimmery, almost like a light shimmery bronze shade, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my lids with my Rite Aid synthetic brush. And this is a product that you can actually just wear by itself, and I've really liked these smudge pots from e.l.f. They do dry out a little bit more quickly than I would like, so you do have to replace them or dig all the way into the product and remove the top layer almost every time you use it. But for the most part, they work really well. They don't crease on my lids, which is always a plus. And I'm just going to blend around the edges of the color so we don't leave behind a harsh line with this product. And I'm bringing it all the way in, even on the inner tear duct. And then we're going to grab the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette. This is volume 2. It's a very simple neutral palette. And I'm going to grab the first shade, which is Breezy. This is a very beautiful taupey silver shade. And I'm just going to apply it lightly on top of the smudge pot. That's going to give a little bit of depth to that smudge pot. I really like a taupey look to my eyelids, so when I go for a simple look, I usually go with a simple taupe. Once we apply that, I'm just going to grab my Eddie Funkhouser blending brush and go around the edges of the color. And I do this with windshield wiper motions and buff in circular motions. This will help to make sure that we remove any harshness from the crease. And that to me would pretty much be a one and done look, but I'm going to grab the shade Riptide, which is the darker black shade, and just put very little, not a lot, because this is a daytime look, so I'm not putting too much. It's a little bit to smoke out that outer V, and then use circular motions to buff it out. And that's as much as I'm going to apply. I'm not applying any more than that. You can choose to use a dark brown instead. There is a dark brown in the palette, and that should have probably been my first option. But since it's taupe, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of the dark gunmetal shade instead. And I'll keep wiping off the brush and just going back and blending. And you just use circular motions and short windshield wiper motions to really fade that color out. And these are all shimmer shades so far, so nothing is matte. It's easy to blend. You won't have any patchiness because shimmers are just a lot easier to work with. And since these aren't frosty shades, they won't look overly shimmery on the lids. So I'm just moving back and forth. You see, going zigzag motions to blend everything together. And I'll even bring a little bit into the inner crease. I know this often gets overlooked, but you can just keep on blending. Sometimes you'll just blend for minutes without realizing what you're doing, but it really helps to make a look just come together without looking too overwhelming. Now we're gonna highlight a little bit, so I'm gonna grab the shade Pearl very lightly on a pencil brush and just pop it on that inner tear duct area. I'm not trying to be too intense with this color, just a little bit of a highlight just to bring it all together. I think a look comes together with 4 shades: an inner tear duct highlight shade that's a little bit more frosty, a lid shade, a deepening outer V shade, and then a highlight shade for under the brow. So I'm pulling this color inwards to the actual lid color and creating a seamless blend, so it's a beautiful gradient, so that inner tear duct isn't too harsh. Let's highlight under the brow. I'm grabbing the shade Conch, which is a lighter shade, a creamy shade, but it's not too frosty. And I'm gonna barely pop it under my brow. And that's gonna give us a very simple highlight without being too overwhelming. And I'm not going all the way under my brow. I'm just highlighting the very arch of my brow. And then I'll blend it back and forth, just to make sure that it's not harsh or stark. Now for my face, I'm going in with my moisturizer. This is my La Prairie Skin Caviar Essence in Lotion, and it's just my favorite skin moisturizer. It's not even touted as a moisturizer. It's just supposed to be somewhat like a toner or a prepping product. But for my oily skin, I find it just works really well to give me just enough hydration. And I'm going to apply a little bit of my NYX Pore Filler Primer to my problem spots. So I have a little bit of a pore action situation going on right on my nose and then beside my nose in my cheek area. So I like to apply a pore filler there, and I do kind of press in motions to really work it into the skin. And I'll also apply a little bit to my forehead area and between my brows. My face moves a lot, so I like to fill in the spots where my foundation would normally settle. While that absorbs, let's go ahead and do a little bit of mascara. This is my Too Faced Better Than Sex. And on a normal day, I don't wear lashes. I just do a couple of coats of mascara And my Too Faced Better Than Sex is my favorite because it really builds up and gives me beautiful fullness. And a couple of coats is all it takes. I wanted to show you guys this step that I do if I wear eyeshadow with just mascara. I grab a mascara, one that I don't necessarily love by itself, and this is the Rimmel Shake It Fresh mascara. It's a very wet mascara. And I grab a flat top brush. This one is a Morphe M432, and I will go on the other side of my lashes and go over and paint the lashes with the mascara. Because what happens is when you wear shimmery eyeshadows and you apply it and you go, yay, I'm all cute, and you apply your mascara, it doesn't always cover your lashes the way you need it to, because there tends to be eyeshadow fallout on your lashes. And when I don't wear false eyelashes, so I apply false eyelashes last, so they actually cover up where you would normally see the eyeshadow on my normal lashes, like my regular lashes. So to avoid that, I just go in with the mascara directly on top of the lashes and work through and cover up any of the eyeshadow that's on the back side of my lashes. So my lashes will look completely black without any eyeshadow residue on it, and then I'll just go back in with my mascara for a final coat to really separate them and to make sure that they curl upwards again. Now for my actual foundation, I'm going to use this EX1 Invisiwear foundation. The shade I use is 14, which used to be F500. It's a beautiful foundation. I love this foundation, and since they reformulated it and removed the parabens, it works even better for me. It has a neutral undertone, which I find works best for me. It's one of my best shade matches when it comes to foundation. And I'm applying this with my Oval 8 brush from Artis. I really have been liking this brush, guys. I don't know, like there's something about it. It's really luxurious, and for a luxurious price. But it's really soft, it feels really good on the skin, and it blends out and buffs out foundation really well. If you were considering it for a holiday gift or a Christmas gift for yourself, I do recommend it actually. Now I don't always apply concealer under my eyes because I find for the most part my foundation does enough for me to be comfortable. Like I don't have an issue with my dark under eye showing through. It's just a normal look, so for me to be flawless on a daily basis is not necessary. But since we're using a darker taupe eyeshadow on the eyes, I wanted to brighten up my under eye a little bit. My under eye looked a little bit darker than usual, so I went in with the same Urban Decay concealer under my eyes, and I'm just blending that out with my Fenty Beauty sponge. And I make sure that I blend concealer out, like I don't want it to show through that it's separate from my foundation, so I really blend it out. That's why I don't use a stark color either. I use one that matches my skin tone pretty closely. Once we have that, I'll go in with my lower lash mascara. This is not necessary to have a separate lower lash mascara. I just do because I like the brush on this mascara. It's really small and it helps me to get into those lower lashes without making a big mess with a huge wand. So my face is done, so I'm just going to set everything in place using my Urban Decay Ultra Definition Powder Foundation. I love this stuff, and I still don't know if it's being discontinued. Has it been discontinued completely now? I have so many backups from their 50% off sale. And with my powder player brush, I press into my skin so it sets the product. So I'm not just lightly dusting because I have oily skin. So I need to press this product in, and it helps to press into your pores as well and really set that powder into the foundation and push it into the pores, so it gives you this really beautiful airbrushed look. As for my cheeks, I keep it really simple. The lawn people are here, so they are going off. So if you hear that, that's just the lawnmowers. But I'm just popping a very light blush on my cheeks. This is the Makeup Revolution matte blush in the shade Nude. I really love these. I mean, I can't get enough of these blushes for $5 from the drugstore. Excuse me. So I'm just blending that over my cheeks. This is a NARS blush brush. And I do kind of circular motions to make sure this blush blends in with my skin and it doesn't just look like I popped color on my skin. Like, I really need that to blend and look beautiful. They are really going crazy out there, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of highlighter. This is Bronzed Amber from Becca. It's just a beautiful, subtle highlighter. Really, I would go without highlighter. I'm that kind of person. I don't need highlighter every single day. I'm just gonna do a little bit, you know, for the tube. Just, you know. I would normally skip this though, but I just popped that on my cheeks. Now, I'm not going to apply anything on my lower waterline because I want to keep the look pretty subtle, but I'm going to go back into the palette and I'm going to grab the dark brown shade, which is Siren, and I'm going to apply just a little bit of that on the outer lower lash line with my 242 brush from MAC. What I'm doing is laying my brush on its side and the color is on the very tip, and then I'm just pushing the color on the lower lash line directly up against the lower lash line and going only halfway across so it doesn't close off my eye. And if I feel like it looks a little much, I'll go in with a clean brush and just go around the edges. I don't want it to look like eyeshadow. I want it to look like my lashes and maybe my mascara. So I'm just going around and blending out the edges and really smoking that out. Now for the lips, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. I'm using one of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipsticks. These are new from L'Oreal and they sent me a collection of these. The shade I'm using is Milk and Cookies. This is such a beautiful lipstick. It's like a cool tone nude shade, which actually pairs well with the eye look. It pulls everything together. It totally does not go with my shirt. Should I change my shirt for the day? I really don't want to change, but I love this lip. It says it's a pro matte liquid lipstick, but to me it almost feels like just a cream lipstick, and it has this cake scent to it. Like when you're baking cake mix, Betty Crocker or Dunkin' Ants, and it's like chocolate cake mix. That smell of the batter itself, it's like a cake batter. It's really a yummy smell, and it glides on really well. It has great pigmentation, and all right, it's drying down now. It's more of a creamy product. It's not whipped, not moussey. It's definitely a cream product. It's not a liquid matte, but we're gonna see what the finish dries down to. But overall, I really love this look. I just totally changed my shirt to match this look, and I feel like it looks a lot more cohesive now. I have a dusty pink. Like, I love these dusty pinks for fall. Do you guys? But it goes with the cool tones in this look, and it just pairs a lot better. And again, I love how this turned out. The eyes are really simple. It's a very easy look that anyone can achieve, and it was done by using one palette. So if you have similar eyeshadows, it's an easy way to pull together a look, and I really love how this turned out. And I love this lip. Excuse me, L'Oreal. We'll see how this wears, and I'll update you. I'll put a little bit of a note right here so you can see how it wore throughout the day if I really like the formula. And yeah, I will go ahead and also leave a complete list of all the products used in the description box, so you can definitely check them out. I will also leave links on where you can pick them up, and those links happen to be affiliate links, which means if you make a purchase through those links, I do end up getting a small sales commission off your purchase. If you're not comfortable with that, I completely understand. Just shop how you normally do in store or online. But if you do shop through my links, thank you so much for the support, because it does help me to put back into the channel. And as usual, I'll also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page where you should definitely be following me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.